Yesterday we started talking about the order of operations, and I know that after talking to several of you, we needed a little bit more time with those. So we are going to take a different approach today, and we're going to do these order of operations, some practice problems or examples through a video. So before we do that, just to review the order of operations, we remember order of operations using PEMDAS, okay? And I typically write mine with my M and D on the same line, and my A and S on the same line. Remember that P stands for parentheses. Okay, so that would be your regular parentheses, that would be your curly braces, or your square brackets. Okay, E stands for exponents. Okay, and then key here is I put these together because a lot of times students forget to multiply or divide in the same step. Okay, and it's important to remember here that we're going to work our way across from left to right. So whichever one comes first in the problem when you're reading it is the one you're going to do first. And then same thing with adding and subtracting. You're going to add or subtract, working your way across from left to right. Okay? So we're going to use this to solve or simplify or evaluate several problems. Okay, so I'm going to write this across the top of the screen because we want to keep that there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the first problem. Okay, so our first problem here is actually a fraction. Okay, tough one to start with. We are going to add some parentheses to this problem. Okay, so anytime you see a big fraction bar, you can put parentheses around the top and parentheses around the bottom. That tells me that I need to simplify the top and bottom first before I worry about the division. Okay, so order of operations tells me P, parentheses first. So 18 minus 6 is 12. And then I still have my 2 on the bottom. Okay, then we have one final step, so it doesn't matter what my order of operations is because there's only one thing left to do. 12 divided by 2 gives me 6 for a final answer. Okay, so pretty simple, right? Let's go ahead and try the second one. So we're going to go ahead and do PEMDAS again. So here, order of operations, parentheses go first. So inside my parentheses, I'm going to do 6 minus 2. So 6 minus 2 gives me 4. Now you can choose to either leave that 4 in parentheses, or since it's the only number left, we can put a times sign, a multiplication sign there. Remember, we try to not use the x for multiplication now because it's going to start getting confused with the variable x. Okay? Now, either way, doesn't matter. Both of those mean multiply, so we're going to, in the end, multiply 4 times 4, which gives us 16. Let's go ahead and do number 4. Okay? Adding an extra step here this time. So looking at our PEMDAS, we have parentheses and then exponents, multiplication, division, and addition and subtraction. Okay, so we have parentheses here. We're going to go ahead and do those first. So in my parentheses, 2 minus 1 gives me 1. Now again, you could put parentheses around that. I'm actually going to get rid of them this time because I don't really need them there. Okay, so we did our parentheses. Next up here is exponents. So if we have exponents, 6 squared means that we are going to do 6 times 6. Well, 6 times 6 is 36. Once we've done that 36, or gotten that 36, we're going to go ahead and subtract. So 36 minus 1 is 35, and that is your final answer. Okay, let's do one more with 3 steps in it. So using our PEMDAS, because we have a big fraction bar here, we're going to go ahead and put parentheses around the top. Okay. Now, we're going to start by doing the top. Inside the parentheses, we have 2 things that we can do. We can do minus or plus. Remember that addition and subtraction actually come in the same step here. This is one step together. And you need to work your way across left to right. So when I have this, I'm going to start with the left side, 6 minus 5, and do that first. So 6 minus 5 gives me 1. Because there's still a plus 11 left there, I'm going to keep my parentheses this time. Okay? We're still inside our parentheses. Now we need to add. So 1 plus 11 is 12. Okay, so we actually have 12 divided by 6, or 2, for our final answer. Go ahead, move on to the next one. Notice this one has even more steps yet. So again, PEMDAS tells us to start inside our parentheses. So I'm going to start right here. So 6 minus 1 minus, and then 1 plus 4 gives me 5, and then I bring my plus 2 down. Notice we don't have any exponents, we don't have any multiplication or division, so we're going to go right to this last step here, which is addition and subtraction. So we're going to go ahead and do this step, and we're going to work our way across. So 6 minus 1 is 5. Bring down the minus 5 and the plus 2. Okay, keep going. 5 minus 5 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. So our final answer here would be 2 again. Okay, so do parentheses first, and then since it's all addition and subtraction, we have to start on the left side and work our way across. Okay, let's do one more, and then you're going to try some on your own. Okay, so again, PEMDAS tells us to work inside the parentheses first. Now what happens if there are two sets of parentheses? Well, if they're inside each other like these are, we're going to start on our inside and work our way out. So I have 3 times 2 minus, and then in my parentheses I have 4 minus. 3 minus 3 gives me 0. Okay, so I got rid of this group of parentheses by doing that, but I still have my other set. So I need to keep working in my parentheses and do 4 minus 0, which gives me 4. Okay, got rid of my parentheses by doing that. So now we're just going to look at the last 2 steps here. Okay, we have multiplication and subtraction. Notice that multiplication comes first in PEMDAS, so that's what we're going to do first. So 3 times 2 is 6, and then 6 minus 4 gives us 2 again. Okay, just coincidence, you will not always get 2, it just kind of worked out that way. Okay, so we have done 6 problems together. There are 12 problems on the backside that are very similar to the 6 we just did. So right now, you can go ahead and turn some music on, pick a playlist, don't change it, and try those 12 problems. If you have any questions on the examples or on your homework, make sure you raise your hand and ask for help, and I can help you individually. I will be available after school or before school tomorrow, and then after school Thursday, and then before school and after school on Friday. So if you need help, stop in and see me. Have a great day.